happening? What is happening, everybody? Welcome to The Forge, where today we're going to talk all things about spoilers for Moana. So let's get into it today. Actually, no, we're going to talk all things, actually, not Transformers this time. It's going to be Metal Cardbots. But Billy, why don't you say hello to everyone in the chat and say hello to our favorite? I don't know. Say hello to our special guest today.
Sounds good. Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's Billy the Kid here on this beautiful Sunday evening. Hopefully, I don't have any crazy coughing fits because I have been getting better, which is wonderful. But thank you so much for joining us here in the chat. And please give a warm welcome to Nico of Bartsformers. I've recently discovered Nico on a Metal Cardbots group that I joined because I was going to share my reviews. And then I saw his, and I said, I'm not going to steal this guy's thunder. I'm going to get him on the show instead. So Nico, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for loving Transformers and Metal Cardbots just the way we do. Tell the chat a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm Nico and started the Bartsformers channel about, I don't know, 5-6 weeks ago. And right around that same time, I was picking up a lot of Metal Cardbot toys and found the Facebook group where we met each other. And I've been posting a lot on Reddit and Instagram as well about Metal Cardbot toys. I got my first one the end of last year, actually.
Nice.
I started off with some of the Metal Cardbout W stuff from the series that's been running currently. And then I went back and got some S series stuff. I only have one from the original series, and that's the one that I got from Agabus, which is Steel Hook or Black Hook, the pirate ship one that like literally everybody's been fighting over for so long. So
Love them.
they're great, and most of my Transformers collection is like Unicron trilogy and like older stuff, and you hear people talk a lot about the kind of similarities just in the build quality of the toys to that stuff from like the early 2000s Transformers era, right? And absolutely true. There's nice clicky ratchets, everything holds together without a million tabs and and stuff. So they're really fun. They're very toyetic. They're clearly made to be played with and handled. And I really like that. I like to play with my toys, like pose and photograph them, everything else. So really, it was just kind of a stroke of luck. Right when I was starting the channel, the Metal Cardbot stuff was really heating up. Seriously. You had Tyrant Zero on the horizon, Heavy Iron W, and the dark Grand Blue Leon version and stuff, which is hitting the imports scene. So it's really just been a bit of good luck and a little bit of help from all my many friends online that I have going back to when I was part of the Google Plus community, if anybody remembers that little experiment. So yeah, I was really heavily involved with a lot of artistic folks and photographers and videographers and stuff there. So I've maintained kind of a nice network of people on Facebook and Instagram and other places, and so they've really kind of helped me to promote the channel. And it's been fun.
That's awesome.
The Tyrant Zero stuff has been crazy for sure.
Oh, I bet. And what's interesting is you got in on, they just keep getting better season to season, the way they're built and things like that too as well. So I bet playing with the W series, then going back and playing with the first series, you're like, whoa, there's a little bit of night and day in that too.
It's been, especially, I don't have the original version of Blue Cop or the S version. I have the W series version that came as part of Grand Blue Leon. But, I've seen a lot of reviews and stuff of the first series one, especially. And like out of all of the first series toys, I think that Blue Cop is the one that really is kind of the worst. The backs of the legs are completely hollow, and it's just, kind of doesn't even fit in with those other first series toys because it was literally the first toy that was released. Yep. So, right. So yeah, it's very different. Yeah, it's different. I will say the S series kind of gets overlooked other than a few characters. And there's some seriously great toys in the S series. That second series produced a lot of great toys. Deep Bite and Sky Gallop are great toys. There's a whole bunch. I've got quite a few of the S
Blast
series
Train.
Blast Train. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's a lot of bangers in that one for sure. Right now, of course, other than Tyrant Zero, I mean, Taki from the W series is the
Yep.
toy that everybody is just fawning over and has been for quite some time. And once she kind
There
of
we
came out
go.
and with that little bit more posability and some better, better options for posing and stuff, yeah. Then you had, that toy guy doing a video on her and all sorts of, videos coming out. Um, it's been interesting watching people's reactions. They're picking up other toys, other metal cardbot toys, because I think sometimes they're expecting, you can't expect like, I don't know, Deep Bite or Sky Gallop or, even most of the other toys in the W series to be that posable. She's
Yeah.
kind of like a real outlier, even amongst, the most recent toys. So
Oh
So I
yeah,
just want to
absolutely.
join in. We do have some folks in the chat that the chat's doing pretty well, which is great. So Shin says that he's still missing Heavy Iron and Shadow X from season one. I have Heavy Iron right here, and this is just a badass figure, right? And Shadow X is so fun. He reminds me of the Armada Cyclonus, like just the way that it works and the playability.
right.
So that's that. And then we got Jenny Bartolo, who states the pirate ship is her fave. And I'll tell you that right now, I play with this pirate ship with my son every day. So I fully agree. And then Just G Square states, and the realm, I don't know if you're familiar with the realm of collectors, but
Great
they
group.
are a great group of collectors. If you're not, go check them out on Facebook. They're incredible. They have shows, like multiple shows a week too. Let me just get that out there. But they love metal card bots so much, they started a show about them called Metal Mayhem on the Realms channel. So he can relate with you,
Cool.
Nico. So it's cool stuff. But yeah,
But yeah,
let's
what I
keep.
love is it's this Korean invasion, so to speak, of these toys that are coming out. Hasbro has
Right.
been sitting back on their laurels for a little bit, and now we got these toys that are coming that are built about the same price and built better, and so it's interesting. Now, some people, when they first came out, those metal card bots first came out, they were turned off by the eyes.
I
They're
love the
like, oh,
eyes.
but the eyes, I think, is what gives it the personality. Like when you get it in hand, like you can't look at it on the screen or anything like that, and you get it in hand, it's just like, it just makes sense. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the eyes, Agabus include stickers in their first wave that you can cover those eyes up, but why would you do that, right? So that's the personality. That's
So
it.
I'm not gonna lie that I was one of those people where the eyes, I was like, man, this is effing ludicrous. But once you get them in hand and you just see the personality that comes out of these figures, and I'm also playing with them with a 7-year-old, so the magic that is just there with these, I understand the fun. I understand where the love comes from, because I have so much fun with them. With my Transformers, it's just me rushing to get the newest and most updated version of a character that I have 10,000 copies of. Here is something fresh and fun, and we can play with them. Like we play with them like a 7-year-old boy plays with toys. Like these things are taking a beating, and there's no paint chipping, there's no plastic stressing, there's no breakage. So they're just really, in my opinion, really well done and really well thought out. Hold on, Nico, because I did all that. Justin, of course, Just G Squared, of course, but they'd love to have you as a guest sometime on their show as well. So
Great
look at
group.
that. We're growing. Yeah. Metal Mayhem in the house. We've got it. Yeah, I totally agree, Jedi Mindset. I love that you can drop them. You don't have to worry about breaking 90% of the figure.
Ooh,
Like,
ooh.
like,
Shinkazuyaman said heavy iron is on the way, but I paid triple for it.
oh,
Ouch.
Jesus.
Is it the Iron W or the first series iron? Because right
Well,
now the first series iron you can get in the US.
he
So
stated he's from the Philippines.
oh
So
gosh.
he's
Okay.
got the China version, but the stock is really hard to get, which I'm sorry to hear that. Now, I will say, triple, I don't know what that would be. I'm sorry, because some really nice person gifted these to me.
I don't know who that
The
is.
the price that you paid for the level of fun with Heavy Iron or Big Iron or whatever the hell his name is, um, it's worth it. Like Autocorrect Primer, who is another person, Nico, we should hook you up with. Derek did a whole show on Heavy Iron and basically stated that if Gen 1 Ultra Magnus, was ever like redesigned,
Right.
like that's the way he'd want that figure built. And it works. I get it. I see it. And I can understand that. So Big Iron has so much working for it that, you know what? You're going to be happy with
Yeah.
what you paid anyway.
Oh,
That's all
yeah.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, Nico, it's so great that you are a fan of it. This is about getting the gospel of the metal Cardbots out, and so there's some people on this show, or maybe watching this later on after the stream, that goes, "What the hell is a metal Cardbot?" So, y'all are talking about these robots, but what are they? Well, I put together a little slideshow for y'all, so we're gonna go. This is a quick, brief overview of metal Cardbots. It is very quick, and so if I leave stuff out, I am sorry. Please go to their wiki. You'll be able to see all that. And it's a show built for kids, but let me go through all of our stuff. This is where we get a lot of our stuff. This is our reviewer codes. Oh, I'm covering up mine. There it is right there. So our reviewer codes at shows here, gun damn it. So please use that. And then TFCon's coming up. But Metal Cardbots. So let me read this to you. Thousands of years ago.
I want a voice. Time out. I want a voice.
Long ago.
Make it like it's Voltron, brother.
Yeah, I can't. But only one person. The great Peter Cullen can only do that, right? So, but thousands of years ago, the intelligent robotic metal Cardbots lived in an advanced planet Machina, where they were guided by the supercomputer Deus Machina. When Machina faced a catastrophic destruction, Deus Machina organized a massive evacuation, sending billions of Cardbots into space aboard ships and escape pods to find a new home. Many eventually reached Earth, where they disguised themselves as ordinary vehicles, remained hidden from humanity. Sounds kind of familiar. They're peaceful, but the other planet didn't get destroyed yet. So their peaceful refuge is threatened when a powerful villains and rival Cardbots begin searching for the metal breath. And on the right-hand side, you can see that. That's the metal breath. And Nico, do you own a metal breath? We'll ask you later on that. And then a legendary capable of sealing, summoning, and empowering Cardbots, drawing young hero June Grant into the fight to protect. So basically, think of them as a world where alien robots can transform into both vehicles and collectible metal cards. And June teams up with Blue Cop and a growing roster of heroic Cardbots to stop villains like Heavy Iron and Black Hook while protecting Earth. Each Cardbot has a unique specialty, whether it's speed, strength, rescue, stealth, or heavy firepower. So it's really, really cool. So that's it in a nutshell on that. And so some of the main characters that you'll see, humans, June, main protagonist, he actually gets the metal breath, which allows him to control the different cards. So if you think of it, it's like Pokemon, Transformers, all this put together. That's what Metal Cardbots is, and on that. So he's got a group of other humans. These are mainly from the first season. Tio, brains of the team.
He's like their Chip Chase.
Yes, absolutely. And then you got Anna, who is June's best friend. Oh baby, you've got what I need, but you say she's just a friend. On that. So and then the main metal
blue-haired kid, bro. That's like
the blue-haired kid. Well, we got others too as well. There's more people. Don't worry, I have to go through a lot of these really quick. There's so many you can go through that you could get the dumb mechanic guy if you wanted to too as well. So but the main metal Cardbots, this is the main guy, Blue Cop. Powerful arm cannons, energy attacks. He's got leadership. He also upgrades into stronger forms later on in the series. So when you get into S and then W on those two as well, and then combining with Blaeleon to be Grand Blue Leon on that. So then you got Mega Trucker. So heavy armor guy there. You also have Phoenix Fire, which is a fire truck. You also got the rescue guy, Shadow X, which is the stealth specialist on that. And then you've got Dexter. He likes to kill serial killers and bury them in the. No, I'm just kidding. but he's a construction themed bot. And then Wild Guardy, which is a guardian type defender. But then we get into the main villains. And so some of the main ones here is, I love the fact that the semi-truck is not a hero. He is the villain. Heavy Iron, who does get upgraded to Heavy Iron W later in the 3rd season.
Yeah, I just saw that figure. That figure is ridiculous.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Black Hook, your favorite there, Billy.
I love that figure.
We're gonna go with the rest of the
fun toy.
Absolutely, we're gonna go with the rest of the pirates, and we got Buffalo Crush. That's gonna be in Wave 2 from Agabus.
Yep. I'll be ordering that from Agabus. Hanny, if you're watching.
And then we have Buster Gallon, which is also a support partner for Black Hook there. And then season 2 editions, we got Red Blitz. There's a bunch. I mean, and there continues to be more. And then season 3, more. And then, but my favorite here is the ultimate bad guy, Tyrant Zero. And that is a quick, brief history and lore into Metal Cardbots. There we go.
Super
did I
cool.
do good enough?
You did all right.
Did all right.
You know what we
right?
should have done? We should have got John Machida back on.
Oh gosh, that would have been great.
So fast.
John Machida could have done that.
John.
That would have been awesome.
I should have called him up. Like, hey, do you have like 2 minutes to just bang through something for us?
So I'll tell you this: anyone that's watches the show, it is a kids show.
Very much so.
Just as Transformers was a kids show. Think about that. But it does start having darker themes when in season 2, and then W really it starts getting a little bit more, interesting and things like that too as well.
You can see that in the toy designs. Like you can see the maturity of the show as the toys progress. So I don't know. I love it.
Makes sense, right? I mean, kind of maturing with the audience that's watching, right? So
growing up with you, yeah.
Exactly.
So,
it's really actually a very clever marketing idea, actually, as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully they learn from Hasbro and don't kill off all your main characters in 15 minutes. So.
Just G Squared states Buffalo Crush will be purple, exclusive to the U.S., coming from Agabus. That's
interesting.
Pretty cool. That's really cool to hear.
Now, Nico, I know you've been messing with them and things like that. It's a couple questions I have.
Sure.
Now, we're getting the U.S. releases of these. There's the Korean releases. There's the Chinese releases. Are there any differences that you've noticed between those?
I do not have any of the Chinese releases, and the only reason that I really haven't even delved into that is because the boxes are even bigger than
Holy
the Korean
moly.
versions.
That's
well, the thing is, you could probably get them cheaper because the Chinese ones you can pick them up on AliExpress and other places like that, as opposed to having with the Korean versions to go to G Market or eBay is probably the primary place. That's where I've gotten all my Korean import ones, is from eBay sellers. Got a few actually on Amazon too, though. I should mention there's some Korean storefronts that sell like any random Korean things you can think of, from toys to makeup, pots and pans, food, all sorts of stuff. So you go to one of those Korean storefronts on Amazon, the price is going to be a little higher than even if you bought it on eBay. However, you can get it really quick because they've already got stock here in the States waiting. And also, you're not paying outright for the shipping because it's coming from Prime, if you have a Prime membership, obviously. So, which, most people do, right, these days. So, so I was able to get a couple off of these Korean storefronts, like Flash Vector from the S series I got from Amazon, and Deep Bite as well. And I came out
to the shark.
20. The shark. That's the one where I like the alt mode better, and I actually like the robot mode. Not that there's anything wrong with the robot mode, but I'm a shark person, I guess. So, I got a couple off of Amazon that way. It came out to be a little tiny bit more expensive, but not very much. I've heard the Chinese versions actually, in some cases, are better. Like, for example, I've heard with like Blast Train in particular, that they kind of fix the kind of wibbliness that the hip ratchets have and the knee ratchets on the Korean version. I don't know if Agabus is going to address that when they release Blast Train in the States, but I mean, as far as I know, other than maybe color variations and stuff, what they're releasing are the same as the Korean versions, is what I've heard. I know there's been some difference in paint apps, and they provided some of them have like the more show accurate eyes on the vehicle modes than the Korean versions do, and like you mentioned, they're sending stickers along in case you want to cover up the eyes, which I agree. I mean, it's kind of silly, but it's there if you want, like you said. But I have a steel hook. All right, this the one I have from Agabus, and it's as far as quality goes, it's just the same as the ones that I've imported from Korea. Again, I've heard that there's some slight differences in the paint. The eyes in particular, I think there's like the pupils are a different color in the Agabus release versus the Korean imported one, but nothing major. Yeah, the quality seems to be really good throughout. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
And Just G Squared does confirm he's got the Chinese versions, and the quality is generally better than the Korean versions.
Absolutely.
which is crazy, right? That's cool.
Yeah,
That's-
NY Hunter asked, other than AliExpress, is there a store that you guys go for now? I don't see them on Shozi. They're not on Shozi. Now, Shozi started carrying one mini force dinoid warrior, the Shattered Glass Rex Kaiser. So that's just another rabbit hole to go down. Once you get down Metal Cardbots and you realize there's a whole bunch of Korean cartoons out there. Mini force dinoid warriors is kind of like if you take Super Sentai and add a little cuteness to it, and things like that too as well. But I know for me, like you said, Amazon, a couple of those storefronts, that's where I got tacky because I didn't want to wait a long time for it. I wanted it now. And then there was a couple eBay stores. There was the one that we talked about. I think it was called like Korea US something. I don't remember the name, which with the new import laws that are happening, it actually kind of put a wrench in some of that stuff that's going on, because you have to declare it a certain way. Is it a toy or is it a collectible? And then if they catch you saying it's not what it's supposed to be, your shipment gets destroyed. And so that's what was the holdup on my Tyrant Zero. But then I ordered a couple from one that was in Korea that actually got here really quickly. They used FedEx, and it was like here in 4 days, which was weird.
That's wild.
And so, so that's where you can get that stuff. NY right now, that's where you're looking. Agabus, I mean, is for your U.S. releases, but yeah, AliExpress, Amazon Japan, all those places. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I'll say just came in and banged it all out in writing for him. And I like supporting Agabus simply because Hanny's a good dude. Like, we had him on.
Yeah.
And man, just the way he carried himself, I was like, hell yeah, I'll support this store.
Yeah.
So
I was just looking at their website this afternoon, and I saw they've got the again, this is Metal Cardbot adjacent, like you were saying, for the Dinoid stuff. But I saw that they've got the Black Rex Kaiser for $99 up there. That's
killer.
Great. Yeah, that's great. That's a great price for that, regardless. So, I mean, I got an imported one, and I paid significantly more USD for it than that. But even so, $99 is a steal for that toy. That's
absolutely.
nice.
Which we may be seeing more of those mini force dinoid warriors coming. Who knows? But
so JJ
far,
Prime's just joined us.
Hey
Just gotta put that in there.
JJ,
He's
what's
saying hi to
happening?
everybody.
What's happening? So which one was your first Metal Cardbot that got you, and you said, "Oh, I'm hooked from here"?
The first one I picked up was Night Griffin. After I can't remember if it was on Soltron's channel or Rob Stein one of the two of them were the first folks I saw doing Metal Cardbot toys. I had no idea what it was at all. I think the first series might have been on Prime by that point, but I hadn't seen any of it. So this was probably like November of last year, or December of last year. And so, yeah, I saw them talking about it, do a review on it, and, talking about it was an import toy. So, yeah, hopped on over to eBay. I was like, I got to check this one out. And so, yeah, Night Griffin was the first one I got, and I was hooked instantly. I mean, the alt mode is just so cool, being an SR-71 Blackbird, and it's, very nicely done. And, just as soon as those ratchets started clicking, I was like, okay. This is just right in my wheelhouse, having enjoyed the Unicron trilogy Transformers for, 20 years at this point. I was just, immediately hooked on just the build quality. And again, unlike now with Hasbro, everything they release, it seems like it's like some variation of Studio Series, basically, right? It's like we're mostly going to revisit the same G1 characters over and over. Sometimes we'll get a G2 repaint, and every once in a while you get the like Armada stuff, like the new Armada. They're doing the Power Link stuff now and some
Yeah.
mini con and stuff like that, but that stuff is so few and far between. It seems like everything is Studio Series 86 almost, or some
And
form of Studio Series.
and I know this is a Cardbot show, but I agree with you. Like it's the 30th anniversary of Beast Wars, and they're doing nothing.
Right?
You know,
That's crazy, right?
like how do you just leave it to the dust and say, "Oh, we'll do a recolor of the Kingdom figures in two different box sets and call it a day?" Like that blows my
It's weird.
mind. So Jedi Mindset states Night Griffin is my avatar on here and my favorite bot thus far. And then
I
Derek,
mean, it's a cool toy.
Yeah.
that's what I've heard.
Well, it has
Uh,
3 modes, which is great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And anything with an SR-71 Blackbird is just badass.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Mhm.
it's just
All
too
us
cool.
X-Men 97 people. And
I'm a huge X-Men nerd. So Derek's in here saying my wife ordered all of them and the BotCon exclusives
what a great
and
wife.
Jimbro Skeletor
What a
and
great
Daydream
wife.
Skeletor. So Nico, this is autocorrect primer. Autocorrect runs a community for all of us, which is where I got my start doing any live streaming several years ago, 5 or 6 years ago.
Cool.
He is a really great guy, a supporter of the community, and we just got him hooked on metal Cardbots. So,
Awesome.
it's good to see. And yes, New York Hasbro is all about the repaints right now, and I could care less about buying this. I said earlier, I don't need the same figure again and again and again. Like that's why I
Yeah.
like these things. They're original and they're fun, and I could literally beat the hell out of them, and nothing happens. And then you can hear the ratchets, man.
You had me at Ratchet,
You had me at Ratchet.
Just getting back to basics, right? It's a toy, and and with the series running on Prime, and then I'm assuming that hopefully, well, I shouldn't say I'm assuming, I'm hopeful that they'll bring S&W over officially in some form instead of having to go to go over to YouTube and look for some fan
kind of dub.
subs, right, or fan dubs, fan subs, however they're working it out, or and non-official stuff for sure. Because the plots are getting a lot more deep, a lot more complicated, a lot more inner drama, like you said, and things like that. So it should be interesting to see if they get the second and third series over, and also what their plans are going to be. I've heard that the 4th season is in pre-production now.
After,
So,
Oh, man.
because there's some
yeah,
stuff
I
that
mean-
happens at the end of W that you're just like, oh, what?
I haven't seen all the way to the end yet. So
Yeah. Well, I'm not spoiling anything, but let's talk Spider-Man. So this is what happens.
No, I haven't.
I'm just kidding.
Spider-Man is Thursday for me. Please, I've been. So
I'm just
busy.
kidding. I haven't even seen it yet. I should pretty much have by my Facebook feed. Has ruined everything. Ruined it. Doggone it. So speaking of, so you got Tyrant Zero. I see him back there, and he looks glorious.
Yep.
So, so what are your thoughts on him? Like, what did you like? What did you not like? What is it,
man.
About it? So
It's been a whole thing, I mean, I pre-ordered it immediately because I was just, so I pre-ordered it. There were some issues with the initial pre-order, like we talked about before we went on. Not a big deal. I was able to secure another one for the same price from somebody actually in Korea, and it got over here real quick. It wasn't, I think it was about not exactly a week from Korea to me. I mean, like 8 days. And that was going through Chicago Customs, and I was sweating the whole time because it ain't cheap, regardless. I got in a second order before the went up $150, but still I was sweating because it was coming USPS basically, like from Korea Post to USPS through O'Hare Airport. I live near
USPS, you don't know
Chicago.
what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, it's absolute madness. I was assuming because they had the FedEx logo on the thumbnail on eBay, on the listing, So I was like, okay, FedEx, because I had gotten Heavy Iron W and Dark Grand Blue Leon from directly from Korea, and those shipped FedEx, and like you had mentioned, they got here in a matter of days. It was amazing, crazy. But so I'm sweating, wondering if it's going to get here, and then finally I get the notification from USPS that yeah, it's out for delivery. I literally sat out on the front porch because I knew it was going to need a signature. And the mail guy here, not to just besmirch him, he's a fine fella, but sometimes he gets a little, I don't know what's going on. It's a legal state. I'm not sure what's happening, but anyway. So I sat there out on the front porch. Literally, this is how excited for this toy I was, and I sat there and waited for him. So got to think, it's literally the size of a suitcase, like
Oh yeah.
not a small suitcase, a standard size like Samsonite suitcase. It's humongous, and it weighs probably close to 6 pounds when it's like in the box, like so all of the parts together, about 6-ish pounds. I'm going to say 5 or 6 pounds. I mean, I got it upstairs. I opened it immediately, and I mean, I've been playing with it. I've been looking for excuses to make shorts to put up on my channel just because I want to play with it. You know what I'm saying, right? So I'm like, okay. I did a long video where I went through all the different modes, but I was trying to get it out as quick as I could. So there were some inconsistencies and a couple of minor transformation errors, like the piece over the eyes kind of came up in a few of the shots where I was doing it, shooting it in like the core robot mode and stuff. So I went back and made shorts for each mode. It was just an excuse to play with it, right?
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, I just want to handle it. It's great. It's great. It's got everything about the smaller toys that you love. The clicky ratchets, just all the different modes. There's so much play value. There's so many different things you can do. And like I'm like setting the pieces of the armor down as I'm going down to the core bot and like noticing they look kind of architectural. So I'm like, oh, let's make like a little base mode, like kind of on my own. And like pulpits in a castle and stuff like that. So it's been great. It's been fun. It's been great just to like talk to people like you guys, and talk about Metal Cardbot in general. It's just opened some doors because people want to talk about it because not everybody's able to get it. And also it's just super cool. So I've made friends. It's been fun. It's been a whole thing. It's been great for the channel. And, I started the channel because I just wanted to engage with my hobby and other people who enjoy the same hobby. That's it, and I've been blessed that, it's going well. So I've gotten to do that. And it's really the main thing. It's a great toy. If I had any minor complaints, it would be the same exact, other than the cost, but you get what you pay for. I'll say that straight away. Like one minor complaint, it's the same complaint I have about every Korean Metal Cardbot that I have, is that there's a few places where the ratchets could be a little better. Now, Tyrant Zero can hold its weight up as long as you don't, open the legs up too much. It's got the tightest ratchets of any of the Metal Cardbot toys that I've handled for obvious reasons because it's so darn heavy. But the detents are in weird places on some of the ratchets in the hips and like the knees and other places like that. But that's true of every Metal Cardbot. It's the one knock I have on the build of them just in general. The detents are in kind of strange places, so it's hard to get them to hold their balance occasionally in anything but kind of a very erect pose, right? So same thing's true of Tyrant Zero, amplified slightly by the fact that it's such a gigantic chunk of plastic, but I have no complaints otherwise. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, three things. There were so many "that's what she said" lines in that, what you just said. Second of all, you don't need an excuse to play with it. Take it however you want. But third, the cool thing with Tyrant Zero is there's just so many modes. Like there's the base bot mode, there's the one train, then you have the whole train, and then you have the base mode, like you said, and then there's the ultimate final form mode, and it's just like one of those toys that just it kind of reminds me a little like Armada-ish as you start putting other things on it and then making it a bigger and bigger bot. So, which is one of those like almost kind of feelings like when you see this bot and when you see it in the show, you're like, is there any way we could stop this? Is there any way to stop this huge enemy. It would be like kind of like thinking about like Unicron. Someone said they Ryan
Well,
has live Unicron.
that's what I'm trying to get in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it would be like, is there any way to stop Unicron? You need the Matrix, right? Or whatever it is. I don't know what the metal Cardbots equal to the Matrix. The metal breath. There we go. So
now Shin brought up that they said there's a problem with the dragging feet of Tyrant Zero. I do not own this figure, so I'm just bringing this up here in the chat. If you rotate the ratchet wrong, it could end up being loose or broken. He's hoping they fix it with the Chinese. Have you heard of that issue, Nico?
Yeah, actually. So I don't know if anyone watches Soltron. He does a lot of Korean stuff. It's a good channel. But anyway, he is the only person I've heard talk about that. So it's on the actual drag when you put the card all together. So like these pieces essentially back here that make like the kind of Halo piece when he's in God of Destruction mode. When you put it together and make it into the dragon, the back legs, if you rotate them counterclockwise, what it's actually doing is internally it's unscrewing the ratchet, and then it eventually will break. Yeah, it's just like one of those weird things with the construction. As long as you only rotate it at the thigh clockwise, in theory, it should be fine. If you do it counterclockwise, eventually it's going to break, and you're going to have to take it apart and
it's the ye old righty tighty lefty loosey, right?
Righty tighty lefty, don't lefty loosey it, exactly.
And then Just also says, if you're in Chicago, come to BotCon next year. That's where it was this year. I'm
pretty sure it's in Chicago most years, or if not every year. It's at I think it's in Rosemont, if I'm not mistaken, which is a suburb that's like sandwiched between O'Hare Airport and Chicago proper. And I live like seriously, like, I don't know,
you need to go
8 minutes away, probably. I really wanted to, I would love to. I've got stuff go. I was actually planning on trying to go this year. I've got, the day job, man.
Brother, I get
all I can say on that one. So.
Having to feed the kids, feed the wife.
Oh man, I know. You're legally required to care for these children. It's terrible. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. But anyway, I would love to go, and I'm hoping to continue that the YouTube channel will continue to grow, and so next year I will definitely make it a point to make sure that I'm able to get there. I hopefully will have less going on in the rest of my life otherwise. So.
Yeah.
But
that's what we're all hoping
for. Sounds cool.
Yeah, well, the great thing about
right?
Yeah, the great thing about BotCon is like that's where you're gonna see a lot of that. Since it is sponsored by Agabus, you're gonna see a lot of the metal Cardbot stuff, Dinoid, Mini Force Dinoid Warriors, and things. So yeah, we won't get into Mini Force. Trust me,
now,
we won't.
I don't know anything about these like the later seasons, but Shin wants to know. Why is there no season 3 Metal Breath? And will season 2 Metal Breath read season 3 cards? I don't even know what that means. So
that's the role-playing toys that we're talking about, right? I'm pretty sure now what they use in the show, right? I don't have any of the role-playing toys, including the Metal Breath or any of the other, if there is any other role-playing toys. That's just not an area of toy collecting, whether it's been Sentai stuff or Transformers or anything like that I've ever really gotten into. So I don't know about that, but the role-playing toys, that would probably the thing that goes on your wrist probably wouldn't fit around my thumb. So
yeah. I've got a couple role-playing toys. I got a couple.
So just to think about with BotCon next year, Nico, says, now he's saying he's part of this BotCon world. We do a panel and Cardbots are heavily represented there and they'd love to see you there. So
I would love to go. And like I said, I will, hey, listen, like I said, what I really want to do is I'm really hoping that it'll continue with Metal Carbot to go this way because I've been enjoying it. I mean, I'm not going to stop collecting Transformers completely ever, probably.
No, not at all.
But right. And again, there's been a lot of kind of conjecture and discussion in the community on YouTube and otherwise, like, is it a legitimate like competitor, to Hasbro and to Transformers in general? And I've kind of seen the answer to that kind of flip flop a lot in the last just couple months, honestly. At first everybody was like, oh, no way, Transformers, because of the history, and old people like me are only interested in Transformers stuff because it reminds them of when they were kids and they've been watching it since the 80s and or 2000s, whatever era Transformers you grew up with. But now, I mean, honestly, I've seen channels where they're like, nah, there's no way. Now, 2 months later, they're talking about how Hasbro better be worried, because this competitor is. I just think that the success, the level of success that Metal Carbot, the show, and the toys in particular has seen has really just kind of surprised a lot of people,
Yeah.
even people who were actively involved in collecting transforming robots of whatever type. So,
Yep.
I'm really hoping. And, at first I was kind of like, I mean, I had my doubts about Agabus. I really did. And then a few very nice people kind of set me straight and told me about the people like you're talking about who are doing the work there at Agabus. And I watched some interviews with them, with their staff. And some people reached out to me and were like, hey, here's what they're doing. And here's why we think that they're going to be very successful at it. All people who I respect. So, now my opinion is I'm just, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and I'm going to support them in their endeavors. And I hope everybody else does too.
Yep.
Because, yeah, it would be really cool if it was like something where you could, really compete with Hasbro, with the Transformers franchise.
I
Better
think Hasbro
toys.
needs it. Hasbro needs it because Hasbro's at that point of let's shift gears. But when WWF bought WCW out, right, that competition was gone, and then the product sank because there was nothing to compete against. There was no reason to better yourself, and I feel like Hasbro's at that point where there's really no competition. They can do whatever they want, and people are going to buy it because it's the brand. And now you have these toys that are actually fun and can withstand the beating of a child, as opposed. No, I'm serious because like
You're right.
I give my son all of my Hasbro figures I review. Like period. Like they go to my son. And I can't tell you how many of them broke in just key areas. Like how many Optimus Primes the laser version broke at the smokestacks just from being dropped, whereas these aren't breaking. So I think there's grounds for true competition. Up here we go. Hasbro has noticed and they have great customer service. So Derek's jumping in because Derek has some insights and sometimes he lets us know what's going on. And then just says, good comparison.
It's Sam
Yes.
G. He misspelled
Yep.
it.
Yeah, no, he even jumped in and typed that. I agree. Like it's time. It's time that there's some competition, and I think that these answer the call.
Well,
Plus, they're fun to transform.
They
That's
really
the
are.
big thing. They're fun to transform. It's not overly complicated. You don't even need instructions. You could mess with this and say, you know what? Logically, this would go here, and it does. And that's what we want. Like, especially like, again, I keep bringing up my son, but you play with kids. And when you're playing with the kids, it's got to be fast paced because kids are going and going and going. So you can do the transformations quickly. And if they watch it once or twice, guess what? They can do it too. And
Right.
it just becomes a fun time. So these things, man, I love.
Yeah.
I know I keep saying it.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And I don't think it
Me
will
too.
ever take the place of Transformers.
No, I'm not
At
saying
all.
it will.
No,
but it's going to
I
hopefully
don't.
give us better product from Hasbro.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think it will take that place. But I'm hoping because, again, these are designed that, man, you can play with it with your kids, things like that, that 30, 40, 50, 30 years from now, that your kid, they're still talking about this. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Is like that. This is part of that pop culture history and all that we can say, hey, we were there when Metal Cardbots became a part of our pop culture.
And I think you are, because I had messaged you. I reached out to you about a week ago. We had a sleepover, right? My son had his first sleepover with his buddies. And one of the kids there saw these metal card bots and spent 2 hours by himself away from the rest of the kids, just playing with these and loving them to the point where the parents the next day were like, what are these toys? Where can he watch the show? And it just, I've never experienced that with any toy line before. Like, it was just so cool that a fresh toy line did that and had the impact on a child that I had when I was 7 years old playing with Transformers at my friend Nick's house. Like, there's just things that you don't get to see it often. You know, maybe you saw it with Power Rangers, right? Maybe you saw it with, I don't know, Digimon and Pokemon, but like, it's not something that you see often. And to see a new generation actually love these things and choose to play with them, hopefully it leads to what you were saying, where 30 years from now, yeah, we witnessed the start of that.
Yeah, there's conventions, there's all sorts of cool stuff. On that.
You got a perfect storm kind of thing happening too in some ways, because the Metal Carbot stuff, all the toy lines and shows that are adjacent to it, like the Dinoid Warrior stuff and Tobot stuff, even, which people have been looking at for in the collector sphere for a couple of years now. But it's just, as Metal Carbot's kind of like dragging these other properties along with it into popularity. So, you could have a situation where, like in the 90s when Sentai stuff, when Power Rangers first came over, and then you started seeing Beetleborgs and other Sentai-based stuff.
Man.
Exactly. That made it into the consciousness of American or North American children and other places in the world outside of the country of origin. We could be looking at something like that now with these Korean properties like Metal Cardbot. So, yeah, it could stick for real. And I think we're really hoping it will, because we've already gotten such great toys and great media out of this. I mean, if it continues to get better, that's just great for everybody, right?
Absolutely. Now, Just said we ran into a group of Cardbot super fans that were the younger generation at BotCon, and it made their weekend. Like, that's huge. Like, that's
very cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got K-pop invaded, and now we got K-toys that are invading.
Let's do it. And they're such good toys.
So, the hypothetical. Let's say we get to the place where they start making masterpiece level of these. Which one should get the first treatment?
Well, it's got to be.
And what
Blue
would you
Cop.
want to see? Oh, yeah, Blue Cop could be. Or
just because of, he's what introduced the kids. That's like Bumblebee. That's like saying, hey, we're gonna, like.
Is he Bumblebee or Optimus Prime?
I don't see him as Optimus Prime. I don't know. But I haven't watched kind of later seasons.
He's the leader. Like with the later seasons, he gets very powerful.
Maybe he's like Smokescreen from Transformers Prime. But I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that's that first character. That's the character that needs that impressive figure. Is how I look at it. Plus, it's not going to be as expensive as, say, Heavy Iron in a masterpiece scale. So you suck them in.
Oh man, can you imagine Heavy Iron in a masterpiece scale?
I would love a masterpiece Heavy Iron, personally.
Yeah, that would be impressive.
Yeah, I'd probably cuss.
I can't imagine how much that would weigh. How big the box would be.
And I would hope for like lights, like the eyes light up in truck mode, like little things like that.
Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah. Yes.
I'm already designing these masterpieces.
Agabus and Sam G, are you listening? Light of eyes, faster piece. Robinson making transforming metal card bots.
I could care less about the Robinson. Like that thing, that's got to go. Honestly.
It was a fun gimmick, It's but yeah.
Oh,
it was all right.
Hey, autocorrect says autocorrect. Thank you, autocorrect. I see him
as an Optimus Prime. There you go.
And we know autocorrect's always right, except for about HasLab. But anyway,
that son of a bitch ruined my credibility. Make me look like a joke, will you?
Well, I know we talked a lot about metal card bots, which that's what this show is about. But what is on the horizon for Bartsformers? So what have you got planned? Because I mean, your channel's young and you've grown pretty significantly.
Very quick. Yeah.
So what's kind of on your horizon?
Well, I made a video about that, just kind of about how my experience was kind of culminating with getting Tyrant Zero and making content on that, and how that just kind of opened some doors for me for the channel, and just again allowed me to just have a lot of fun and talk to a lot of different people about it. What's on the horizon? So that's a good question. I know that they've just announced that there's going to be a new figure coming out. It's going to be a Blast Train
Yes,
retool,
the Ghost Train.
repaint,
Yep.
the Ghost Train. So I'm definitely looking forward to picking that up. I mean, it's a great mold, we know already, obviously. And, that's interesting too, because now you're kind of seeing like the evolution of the toys where they're kind of going the route that, like Hasbro goes, where they're going to take something really cool, they're going to make it cooler, retools, remolds. You've seen recolors now with Dark Taki and Dark Grand Blue Leon and things like that. So I'm going to continue to pick that stuff up. I've still got some S series stuff and that I want to cover, and a few W series toys that I did shorts on, and I'm probably going to go back and do some longer content on it. I really want to stay as focused on the metal carbot toys as I can. Those videos seem to really just everybody lights up for
Oh
those,
gosh,
right?
yeah,
So
absolutely.
absolutely. But beyond that, I'm gonna keep making Transformers stuff, obviously, as well. And I really kind of like doing videos on knockoffs. They're not the ones that people watch the most, but I get such a kick out of like stupid, terrible knockoffs. They
Oh
just,
gosh, yeah.
they bring me such joy that I want to share that with everybody. So some of that too. And that's it. I'm gonna just keep trending that work. And I watch a lot of other YouTube channels that do transforming robot toys, and try and learn from them a little bit too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
absolutely. Pick Tokyo me a Coke.
I'm a Dr. Pepper guy. I'll send you a
that's
Dr.
it.
Pepper.
That's it. So, but no, that's awesome. And I'm looking for that Ghost Train. I know. I think it was Just G Squared said, yeah, that's going to be that season 4 kind of
right,
those heroes of old. So thinking about like the old like Omega Supreme and all those guys, the old school dudes back in the day. But no, that's really great. I think that's awesome. I mean, Billy, you've seen from your channel like the metal card bots.
The views that the metal Cardbots videos get is just mind blowing. Like I could release a video of like the newest Transformer or Mess Toys, like something brand new that should be getting views and nobody touches it. And then I
right.
do a metal Cardbot figure that's a year old and it breaks 1,000 views in like 2 days. It's just crazy. Um, it is what it is. Oh, here's more lies from Derek. Sorry. The Metroplex looks to be the next HasLab.
No, he
We'll
said looks to be
see.
the reason HasLab is going to try and keep it alive. So
Yeah, but like, so that means the next HasLab is going to be Metroplex. They think
is
that's
it
going to be the one that
really?
sells. That's what I'm reading out of this.
Okay.
But here we go. Just G Squared is going to give a shout out on Tuesday for the show. So that's great. Just thank you
Nice.
so
Very
much.
good.
And then just if you want to reach out to me and I'll put you in touch with Nico, or if you want to find Nico is on a couple the main Metal Cardbots figure page. What the hell's the name of that page real quick?
Metal Cardbots fan group.
That's the one. I think.
That's it.
Yeah, or your YouTube channel at Bartsformers is there
That's
too as well.
Bartsformers, and then I'm also on Facebook as Nico Toscani. So
Now,
which
is
not my
that
real
your?
name.
I know. I saw that. And I was like, Toscana. How did that come about? It's just.
Well, my real name is pretty close, and so it's the character from the first Steven Seagal film, Above the Law.
Oh,
His name is
okay,
Nico
yeah.
Toscani. People always called me Nico growing up, right? Italian American neighborhood, and just it fits. And then so somewhere, in my barfly days in my early 20s, somebody called me Nico Toscani, kind of jokingly from Above the Law, and it just stuck. So
That's great.
Yeah, awesome. What would you? I know we're running close to kind of like the witching hour. But
I'm sorry, but we got a question that I want answered. How long have you all been into Metal Cardbots? I'm a month and a half.
I am about a year. I've been talking about it. It's about a year, maybe 7 months, 8 months.
Yeah, since end of November, since around Thanksgiving of last year for me.
Yeah. I saw it and I was just like, what is this new weird thing, and I was like, and I saw what caught me was Night Griffin, the SR-71. And because the
That's the one that got
SR-71
me.
was one of my favorite planes, you know, when I growing up. I remember one made an emergency landing at MacDill Air Force Base during an air show, and they had it like blocked off, like you couldn't get near it at all, but you could see it from a distance. And then like on the last day of the air show, it was leaving, and so it did a flyby, and then shoo, it was gone, you know. And I was just like, that is the coolest plane ever. But when I saw that, I knew I had to have it, and then they just hooked me from there. I mean, plain and simple.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Jimmy thought I needed to experience them, so he sent me a
Yep.
box.
So, and that brings me to my question. Those that are on the fence are thinking, I don't know about getting into another toy line, or I don't know, the eyes are turning me off, or whatever. It seems like it's a kid's cartoon. What would you tell them?
Me?
Any
Or
of y'all?
Nico? Okay. Nico, why don't we have you do that?
Sure. I would tell them to pick up a couple from Agabus from the first season. They are a little bit more kind of Tonka coded, I've heard, especially in the alt modes, is the term I've used. Now that doesn't bother me at all. And especially, you know, again, because as we've talked about, this is for kids, right? Essentially, the fact that we as adult collectors can enjoy them because they bring us back to toys maybe that we played with in the past is fantastic. But you know, pick out a couple of choice ones. Pick up Steelhook, you know, pick up Blue Cop, pick up, you know, maybe the Ninja one that you mentioned. I'm sorry, I don't have that one. The VTOL airplane one.
Yeah.
Shadow X.
Shadow X, thank you. Sorry, just to space it there. Pick up one of those. And if you like it, maybe delve in to try and pick up some of the Chinese versions at a little cheaper price on AliExpress from Season S or W that are a little bit more sophisticated toys. But I would say don't let the fact that it's a children's show bother you at all. I mean, that's how all these collectors things started out. All right, check them out. They're worth it. They're
Yeah.
great toys.
Yep,
They're fun.
absolutely.
They pose well. They look nice sitting on a shelf. They got a lot going for them.
Yeah, absolutely. What
Yeah,
about
metal-
you, Billy? What would you say?
I'd be right up there with Nico. Like, just pick them up and give them a shot. Just
Yep.
like Just G Square said, like the Black Hook figure is so much fun. Plus, there's no other transforming pirate ships, but it's so much fun to go back and forth with it. It's just a fun figure. So I would always say, pick up that Black Hook. That should be the first one anybody
Yeah,
picks
do
up.
not pick up first season Blue Cop as your first one.
I get that, but at the same time, it's so quick and fun to go back and forth from car to robot mode.
But if you want one to wow you, like you said, pirate, the Black Hook.
That Black Hook is just incredible.
For sure.
Like that is just a fun figure that will let you know if you want in or not. That's how I look at that. And you know, Mike, I got a favorite figure and it's Black Hook. Like, tell you that right now. What about you guys? Like, who are you guys also have later figures, so you're gonna tell somebody something, you know, super cool. But what are your favorite figures? for the
Oh
group?
gosh, I am tied. I haven't played with my Tyrant Zero yet, and I'm afraid that might be it. But the Blue Cop S with the three like police figures that combine to make that Blue Cop is one, as well as Grand Blue Leon is really cool. But Night Griffin, the first one too, so good.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'd say Night Griffin. I wouldn't say Tyrant Zero is so impressive and amazing and such a just huge fun toy. Kind of leaving that one out of the running just because it's so different than everything else that they put out for Metal Carbot. Night Griffin for sure. My first Metal Carbot toy and still my favorite. But I will say that honestly, the Dark Grand Blue Leon set is amazing, or the regular one. Like that does combiners right, and it's really a lot of fun to handle and play with, even in the combined mode. It doesn't it's not a floppy mess or anything weird like that when it's combined. That really surprised me.
You got the Sword and Shield to go with them, right?
I do not, but I've been eyeballing it. Is there supposed to be a dark version released in the black and gold?
I hope so. I haven't seen.
Yeah, I kind of hold out for that. No, neither have I, unfortunately. But that really surprised me, and yeah, so that's probably like number two for me, right after Night Grabbing.
Nice. Nice. Well, anything
That's
else,
it.
guys? I think that's it. I would tell
Yeah.
people, like, here's what I would do. If someone was on the fence about them or said they didn't want to get down another rabbit hole, I would send them some, and
Mm-hmm.
then they would have to play with them, and then they would curse me because now
Yeah.
they're hooked
They're like,
and have to get the rest of it. I'm not saying I did that. And I'm not saying there's a person on that I know that's on this show that's the co-host that is doing that as well.
That's
So
doing that as you speak. That's fallen into a whole nother rabbit hole. Meanwhile, I have X-Men 97 pre-orders going live and
I
Doomsday
almost
pre-orders
bought
I'm making.
Onslaught today. There was one, and I was like, I should have bought it.
I didn't do it. And I keep kicking myself for not doing it because I'm like, he's going to show up in the show, and I'm going to be so mad that I don't have this damn figure that I don't need. But I passed on Onslaught too.
And I saw a cool. Someone
Hey.
took the X-Men 97 Sentinels and standing guard over Doctor Doom on his throne, which looks very cool.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So Metal Mike said we should come on Metal Mayhem. So maybe why don't we get like a group chat and maybe we'll throw something together for all of us and we'll get a killer little Metal Cardbots thing going.
Let's have some
I
fun.
love talking about toys, especially metal Cardbot toys right now. So,
And I think it sounds so
Absolutely.
great with you're from Chicago, right? With that Chicago accent, Metal Cardbots, so sounds really
Now the
good.
cops there got scumads, right?
they got the Scumads, that's right. Yes, the Blues Brothers is the most Chicago film ever made for sure. So it's like, yeah, if you ever want to know what it's like in Chicago, it's just watch the Blues right now.
Yeah,
That's one of my regulars.
yeah,
so
Blues
that's
Brothers, Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. I got to
Fantastic
see them-
movie.
Yeah, I got to see them live in Staten Island about 2 or 3
Wow.
years ago.
Nice.
Which was fun. It was so funny though because before we wrap up, I just want to tell this. Dan Aykroyd was so horribly drunk that they had to take him off the stage, right? Like there was like 3 or 4 songs towards the end of the night where they didn't even have him on the show, right? So Belushi's brother is running the show and Dan Aykroyd's gone. So my buddy and I that went were like, what the hell happened with Dan Aykroyd? He then showed up at the end of the night and like just his pants and his shirt, like tie's gone, jacket's gone, and he's just dancing like a madman. It turns out we found out like 2 days later that day his wife filed for divorce. So he just got like obliterated, like out of his mind for our show. But it was a great time.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Metal Mike's from Chicago too. I think that next year's BotCon might be a lot of fun if we can figure something out. Because the way this conversation's going, we might have to have like a Metal Cardbots panel. That might be kind of fun.
I'll make it a point to make sure. Like I said, it'd be stupid not to if it wasn't for their responsibilities. Unfortunately, I definitely would have gone. But it's literally it's so stupid. It's like seriously, I can practically walk to where they hold it. So.
Well, it sounds like something to talk about in the future. We also do have obviously a future show in development here, which would be a blast. Aykroyd used to party with John Candy. Oh, Aykroyd used to party with John Candy, so I believe it. Hard partiers for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I think we got
looks like NY's buying him. It looks like NY is buying Blue Cop S.
Yeah, do it, brother. Do it. And yeah, their prices are so well done. That's the thing. What you get for your money is I think what I fell in love with it the most for, because right now a dollar stretches, it's hard to stretch a dollar right now. Let's put it like that.
Very good.
But either way, Nico, I'm gonna just thank the crowd real quick. Chat, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. You guys were wonderful. Let us know if you want us to do another Metal Cardbot show, because I think this one was pretty fun. This went really quick.
Yeah.
And Nico, you were a wonderful guest. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome.
Yeah, Bartsformers is great. I've been watching the reviews. I sent them over to Jimmy. I was like, we got to get this guy on there. And yeah, Metal Mike, no waffles. That's the biggest thing going, Which funny thing before we go, I noticed that the Magic Square Computron actually has waffles in the back of the combined mode, and I was so
Oh,
upset when I saw it.
Oh
But not that
no.
I look at the figures from the
that's
back,
horrible.
but there are. But either way, thank you so much for joining us, Jimmy. I'm going to let you send us out, and
All right.
just
We naked gun
everybody,
our
thank
way
you.
out of this where we kind of pause and whatever happens in the background happens. So, folks, we'll see you next week. We don't know who our guest is, but same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see you next Sunday night.